Hey, so you're thinking about moving to Jupiter, Florida, the surrounding area, and boy, you want all the information. Well, today we're going to talk specifically about living in downtown West Palm Beach. We're going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly, the great. So if that's something that you want to know about, stick around. Hey, I'm Andy Johnson with the Andy Johnson Group over at eXp Realty. And if this is your first time joining our channel, go ahead, click that subscribe button below, ring that bell so you can get notified anytime we post new content about Jupiter and the surrounding area. Listen, every day we've got people just like you that want to make South Florida their home, and they're calling us, texting, or emailing. So if you're thinking about making a move tomorrow, next week, or even next year, make sure and drop us a line. But let's get back to it. The reason that we're here is I've got a great friend, past client, Matt Haynes, who lives in downtown West Palm and is going to give us all the information that we need to know about it. So, without further ado, let's jump into the meat and bones of it. This is my buddy, Matt. Matt, let's go, let's hop in. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you've been, why you're here, what your family life looks like?
Hey gang, my name is Matt Haynes and I'm a trial lawyer in downtown West Palm Beach. I have a beautiful wife, Jen, and 3 boys that are 26, 24, and 17. I was born in New York, and then my family moved to Jupiter back in 1980, and I've been in the county ever since. I've kind of lived all over the county. I've lived down in Boca, I've lived in Boynton, I've lived in West Palm, I've lived in Jupiter, and right now I have a condo in downtown Jupiter, right near City Place, or I guess now they're calling it Rosemary Square.
Awesome, love it. So you said you moved down back in the 1980s. Can you tell us about, have you always been in this area, or you started in Jupiter, is that right?
Yeah. I started in Jupiter back in 1980, and then after college came back, moved to Boca for a while, and then moved to Boynton. I had a house in Boynton for 10, 15 years, and then when I met my wife, we decided to move down to downtown West Palm.
Awesome. And so what made you make the shift from Boynton to downtown West Palm? Why did you guys think that you wanted to do that?
I work right in downtown West Palm, right off of Flagler, and I absolutely hate. I mean, you would waste hours, I'd probably spend months of my life just sitting on I-95. And our boys were mostly out of the house. We just have JoJo, 17, so it was doable. And I was interested in living downtown. I was interested in trying out condo living. So what we did was, when we first met Andy, we got an apartment at first, just to kind of take a dry run to see, A, do we like the thought of condo living, and then B, do we like living downtown? And the answer was resounding, really yes to both.
Yeah.
And so we went ahead and got the condo.
Definitely. So when you guys were in Boynton, you had the standard kind of single family home, you had the yard, you had the space, and you raised your kids there, which while we're on the subject, let's go ahead and talk about that. You raised your kids in a single family home. Now you're in a condo in downtown West Palm. What's your opinion on, would you raise your kids in downtown West Palm now, or do you think that the Boynton single family home was a better match for that?
I mean, as much as I love downtown West Palm, I gotta say that I don't think that I would prefer raising kids in a condo versus a home with a yard and a swing set and a pool, just because when the kids are young, when they're really young, let's think about it. Going anywhere, you had to pack up the rucksack, and everything becomes the Baton Death March. Because when you live in a condo, you've got to, you take the elevator every time you're going up and down, and then you got to walk out to your parking garage. It just really doesn't fit well. I mean, in my opinion, people do what they want, rather than just having a house with a yard. Now, once those kids are out of the house, or they're self-sufficient, then in my opinion, nothing beats the convenience and just the excitement of living in a condo downtown.
Definitely. And another thing, coming from a house to a condo, I'm sure you had some concerns. You actually made mention of, rather than just making that shift where you went from, okay, we own a house in Boynton to let's buy a condo in downtown West Palm, you guys decided to rent first. Yeah. What were some of your concerns of making that transition? And it's, I mean, obviously you're still in a condo, so they were okay, but what were some of your biggest concerns?
I was wondering if moving to a condo that's a little bit smaller, if there'd be enough room for everything we needed. I was wondering if I would like the, living surrounded by a bunch of neighbors I really don't know, whether I'd like that. Mm-hmm. And then how I would deal with the parking garage and things like that. And so those were my concerns, and none of them turned out to be a problem in our case. I mean, I absolutely love the building, absolutely get along with all my neighbors. Really, people just kind of keep to themselves. And the parking garage is really no big deal. That's kind of one of my concerns.
Well, and I think that's a big one that I hear all the time. You kind of said you like all your neighbors, so that's good. But a lot of times people don't want to make that transition from single family. Or what I hear is people want privacy, right? So there's that feeling that condo, lease, private, then townhouse, then single family. Can you talk a little bit more about like how that? Do you feel like you had more privacy in a single family home than you do in a condo, or do you feel about the same?
I feel it's about the same, and the odd thing is, it's kind of fun living in a condo because like my wife and I love animals, so we love seeing the dogs. The same people kind of walk their dogs at the same time, and that we have some elderly people there, and it's been fun. Yeah. Nobody's really infringed on our privacy at all. It hasn't been a problem.
Hanging on your door.
No. I mean, it's kind of like living in a reality show. It's kind of, and you start caring about people. For my wife and I, we're happy, kind of social, friendly people.
Yeah.
So we like it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Anything else that you like? Just speaking on condo, and then we'll move more to downtown West Palm. That you absolutely love. Like, what's your favorite thing about living in your condo? Which I got to tell you, Matt lives in an awesome condo in downtown West Palm. He's got a 3-bedroom place, which can be a little bit harder to find, but and it's just beautiful. But what is your absolute favorite thing about the condo, and what is your least favorite thing about a condo?
My favorite part of the condo just has to be the fact that nothing is my problem. And I mean, nothing. When I had a house, you're like, pool's turning green. We got weeds in the grass. What are we gonna do about that? And that's just gone.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got. Even our mail or packages. There's 24-hour security. There's somebody always at the front desk that accepts all of our deliveries and just notifies them.
Yeah.
The convenience. I mean, I've got a pool, a gym, more stuff that I can use at the condo, and I don't even worry about if everything's okay.
He doesn't even have a least favorite.
Yeah, that's my most. I think probably my least favorite is the elevator. We had a situation where the elevator broke. I just waiting on the elevator. Which I hope it's the biggest problem I ever have. But really, I'd say kind of the elevators would probably be my least favorite.
All right, that's fair.
Oh wait, I do have something else. The condo commandos, like the HOA stuff. The weird emails you get about the stupid, God forbid if I know watches, about the most ridiculous issues.
It's never happened in your condo, but
the condo, my wife and I just avoid the board and do all this. So the condo commandos, we sit back and eat popcorn, watch them duke it out, but I guess that's not.
So now let's get into downtown West Palm as an area, because obviously there's lots of condos up and down South Florida. You've lived a lot of different places, but you decided to come to downtown West Palm. So what are some of your favorite things about being here?
Convenience of living in downtown West Palm is by far my favorite thing ever. And I've never really thought I'd be that guy. like a downtown West Palm guy, but I fell in love, and I now I can't leave with the convenience of it, because there are probably 20 or 30 different restaurants within 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you even say about that? Like every night.
Good restaurants too.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely fantastic restaurants. The downtown area, whatever you want to do. The movie theater is 2 minutes from my house. I'm talking about a 2-minute walk. I'm not even talking about never get your car.
Yeah.
Publix is 2.5 minutes from my house. I mean, live music is 2 minutes from my house, just walking. And how do you beat that? Just the quality of life. My wife and I enjoy, we live near Flagler, on the Intercoastal. We love to go, we walk every morning to see the sunrise. Mm. I mean,
That's cool.
I mean, it's like living in a resort. I can't say enough about it. The downtown area is safe. It's fun. I think one of my favorite things is the green market. Like every Saturday during the fall, every Saturday they open up downtown West Palm and bring in a bunch of people for the green market.
Yeah.
And I guess it's one like best in the country from somebody.
It is,
and,
yeah. It was reported in the paper. I did a video on it because we like it so much too, like my family, because come down and the food is awesome, and the stuff that you can take home is awesome, and there's music, and this was, you're overlooking the Intracoastal, like where, it's really cool. And that's the thing, downtown West Palm, it is. I mean, it's easy to get in and get out of here, and then just due east, you have Palm Beach proper, and they're not slumming it over there at all.
No, what my wife and I, again, what we enjoy doing is at least three times a week. After work, we'll get together and just drive down the beach on Palm Beach. We just cross over to Palm Beach.
That's a great drive.
And I mean, the view and the houses, it's entertainment by itself.
Yes, it is.
So that's how we'll come home, we kind of decompress.
Let me ask you, because, location you like, out of curiosity, so you work down here, which makes it super easy. Yep. Let's just say for the heck of it, you had a 10-minute car ride from here. So nothing far. We're not talking any kind of crazy commute. Would you still like the convenience of being downtown?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. I'm just curious, because you work down here too, so for people that maybe didn't work down here but had to go somewhere else, you still love it.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, downtown West Palm Beach is the most exciting part of Palm Beach County.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really no comparison. I've lived everywhere.
Yeah.
For the bang for your buck and time and convenience and just sheer variety of fun, I got to go downtown West Palm.
Hopefully it stays that way. I mean, and they're building out with other condos, and then the amount of commercial space they're putting down here too is absolutely astounding. So so we know all the good. What we got to ask is that we want to be honest with everyone. What's your least favorite? What do you not like?
Easy. This one is easy. One thing that annoys me and took me time for me to get used to is the sound of traffic at night, and specifically, not just traffic. Right now, the trend is for all the young guys, which I guess I'm not anymore, is to have these loud mufflers. And I swear to God, when the bars close, it sounds like a muffler shop on Okeechobee, the guys' motorcycles and vehicles. I mean, that is number one with a bullet. The most annoying thing.
Do you sleep through it now, or do you still hear it when you sleep?
Now I sleep through it, but I'm still annoyed that it happens at all.
No, out of curiosity, so you lived, because we know you came down, you rented a condo.
Yeah.
Was that condo quieter than your one?
Yes.
So where Matt lives on Okeechobee is kind of one of the main thoroughfaire in and out of here. So it's going to be one of the busier roads. Compared
to 95 and off 95 is that main thoroughfare.
So it is louder over there. Now let me ask, when you were in the other building then, what was your least favorite thing about living down here?
In that building, it was a building management. I mean,
but it makes a big difference. We in condos in general, we say, you got to kind of know what you're getting into and what you're looking at, and you kind of want to interview the board and what they look like and how they do, because how they manage the building has a big effect on your life.
It did. I mean, the building that you found for us now is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
The management's absolutely fantastic. The people that work there are fantastic. They really go above and beyond, not only to be representing you, but also your friends. But yeah,
Okay, cool. So I gotta ask too, because you mentioned earlier, and I like to eat as well. But
yeah.
I mean, I'm not as local to West Palm as you are, so either your favorite or your top 3 favorite restaurants down here.
I say, well, first, what I'll tell you is my top 3 restaurants in Palm Beach County, because one of them is a little north.
All right.
When anybody asks me my favorite place to eat in Palm Beach County, number 1 with a bullet is the Brass Ring Pub. If you want a local recommendation on where the locals go, the Brass Ring Pub in North Palm.
Yeah, they're one of the original, not the one on, because there's more than one.
The original one.
Yeah.
They made a deal with the devil, because I've been going there since the mid '80s. It's by far the best the best cheeseburger in Palm Beach County. So go there. My second big place, I say, for people coming to West Palm or whatever, you haven't been there, Okeechobee Steakhouse.
Definitely.
Brass Ring, Okeechobee Steakhouse, top 2 restaurants in the area. And the third one I'll give you that I enjoy is a little different. I like Asian food, and I enjoy good Asian food, and there's not enough of it in Florida. But there's a place called Grand Lake Chinese Buffet.
Really?
It's out.
I don't even know about this.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is it.
I'm learning right now.
That's on Okeechobee, and Okeechobee near Jog, and it's called Grand Lake Chinese Restaurant. They have the best dim sum as far as dumplings. Yeah, you can't find these around here.
No.
All sorts of dim sum and duck and things like that. So those are my top 3. Probably won't see.
I'm telling you, before my next video is shot, I'm gonna go.
You gotta go.
I love Chinese food.
Absolutely.
So I've never heard of this place. Nobody's ever.
Yep.
We all learn.
There you go.
All right, so another question I ask, and because everybody's in different locations, and I don't know if you remember from when you came down and exactly where you were in New York, but people come down, and this is a big one. People get freaked out about hurricanes down here, and you're much closer to the water. You're east of 95, so if we had a storm coming right at us, you could very much end up in an evacuation zone. How do you feel about them in general, and for you and the wife, what's kind of your plan when they're coming? Because you've been here for a long time now, so yeah, what do you guys do?
Well, I've been through a bunch of them. I've been through just a ton of storms. First of all, if you've never been through one, it's not that big of a deal. Let's be honest. The overwhelming majority of people in the path of a hurricane, it's not that big of a deal. It's like a bad rainstorm, a lightning storm, except it lasts for 5 hours or 6 hours. If you have, we have impact glass, so we went through a few where it came by in the past few years. I don't remember all their names. There's nothing. When you have impact glass and you're living in a condo, you barely even know it's raining outside. Yeah. But as far as my personal plans, if it was a 4 or 5, I'd leave. Anything less, I stay. Yeah. And the only reason I leave, it's not because I'm worried I'm gonna be hurt or something like that. It's just that it's annoying when the power goes out. Yeah. Yeah. The aftermath. The aftermath is really bad. Yeah. The storms are no big deal. Yeah. Living like Fred Flintstone for a week. Yeah. That gets old. Yeah. That definitely gets old. So I just. When it's tough. So you've been here, different places, 20 years, and and this is the challenge for people that come, and because we know we get a lot of notice, and we do have multiple storms typically throughout the year that are named, and but then they shift. How many have you been through now that actually came close to where you were, and you kind of got a good piece of it? Yeah. I've been. I was right in the eye of Wilma. When I was in Boynton, it came right across us, and that was definitely an experience. My kid was 1 month old. Woo! Our boy, I made the wrong choice of staying during that one. But I've probably been hit hard, maybe 3 or 4 times. Yeah. But I think Wilma was the worst. Yeah. There was definitely some damage. And how much did you guys lost power after that one for how long? It was probably 10 days. With 1 month old. That was and the boys were so young. Our other boys were young, and they're probably 5 or 6, and they kept coming in and asking when the TV was going to come back on, which never got annoying, by the way. Absolutely.
Love it.
It's absolutely never
Yeah, because I
got
mean, you had
annoying.
no air conditioning and no
Nothing.
cooling, no hot water,
Nothing.
but. All right, I love it.
But it's no big deal. I mean, people make a real big deal about hurricanes, and particularly downtown West Palm is elevated, so you're not going to get the kind of storm surge we've seen that really affected people on the other coast with the last storm. That really doesn't happen. It really. I've been through what this Matthew, whatever, up here. I forget how many I've been through. It's nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, around here.
Two other things I want to ask you about here, specifically downtown West Palm, because we have in a lot of other places I mentioned before, is how do you find traffic to be? I mean, we know kind of like, hey, you know, we're South Florida, it's a busy area, so, you know, if you're going to drive at 5 o'clock, obviously, you're going to sit in some traffic, but, you know, just normal times getting around down here, if
Not
you're
bad at
even
all.
getting in your car, which you're
No,
probably
I do.
not, but you did, okay,
Yeah,
so not
I
bad.
normally go home for lunch. I mean, the nice thing about living in downtown West Palm is I live 3 minutes away, so I get to have lunch with my wife every day.
Yeah.
So I'm on the road a lot. I mean, in normal times, all over through the day. It's really not a big deal.
Okay.
Right around the rush hour is your basic stop and go traffic, but it's not. It's not like Miami. It's not. You can't even comprehend this. Or even Orlando has nightmarish traffic all the time. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
I think that the one thing is, if you're thinking about moving down, really start the process early. That's one, because it took us a while to find the place that we really liked.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say get educated about what's going on, because in downtown West Palm, you move 1 block and it's a different experience. The buildings, you go north, south, east, west, things are really different.
Yeah.
So you need to get educated not only about downtown in general, but each street you're looking at.
Yeah, I think that's super fair. And I mean, at this point, you know more than I do down here. I mean, I'm down here, but not like you're down here. So, I mean, I think that you've given us such good information. And I mean, it is
fun.
Downtown is a really, really fun place to go. I mean, you know, because my family and we live in Jupiter, and there's tons of places to go and eat, but it's just it's a different feeling.
Yeah.
You know, just when you're down here and you're walking around, it's a different feeling, and I love it. I've never lived here personally, but that's why I wanted to talk to you so much, because I'm familiar with it. So, you know, thank you for taking us the time to do this. And, you know, that's what we try and do. That's what we did, you know, for Matt and his family. It is vital to kind of do that research and know what you're looking at, because things are so different. I mean, you know, Matt just said it's like one street over is going to have a different feel from this street, let alone when you're comparing Jupiter, you know, Palm Beach Gardens, West Palm Beach, Lake Worth. They're all so different. So, you know, we want to dive in with any of you that want to look and really find what makes you tick, what's going to make you happy down here in Florida. So, again, man, you're a rock star.
No problem.
Thank you all for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you for watching. Hope to see you on the next one.